momentum. Legion and Clown need the M1 meta build. Myers is a mess. Myers needs buffed. Myers' meta build is Pop Goes the Weasel, Discordance, Monitor, and Abuse, Thanatophobia. A reason why Myers is a weak killer is he doesn't have access to Dying Light within his meta build. You could run Dying Light over Thana, you could, but Myers has a weak early game, and he needs to injure people. But he also needs Monitor and Abuse because Tier 1 is complete trash. Tier 1 is complete trash, and then once you get out of Tier 2, you have well, I would give Myers 2 buffs. Myers needs 2 buffs to be a decent killer. What you need to do to him is you have to reduce Tier 2's terror radius by 8 meters default. That way, because right now, a big problem with Myers is that Monitor and Abuse is pretty much mandatory. And Monitor and Abuse, it is a good perk, it isn't a meta perk on everybody. I don't think Monitor and Abuse is a meta perk on anybody but Myers. Myers requires Monitor and Abuse to play, because that 16 meter terror radius, it can like really screw him. Because you need to stalk. That's the problem. You need to be able to stalk. Now, honestly, Myers can use the build as a substitute, but like, because you give up Monitor and Abuse, because you give up Dying Light, you don't get like rewarded as much. It sucks. I might have to relook at that to see if there's any possible way we can get rid of Monitor and Abuse. Like, maybe I'd have to lab that. I have to test that. But I'm in the middle of prestiging Myers right now, so that's kind of. I'll have to do that with more testing to possibly get rid of Monitor. Yeah, because I dream of the day Myers doesn't need Monitor. Because like he just needs it. It sucks. In a game where like everybody is equipped to deal with, it's like here's why Myers has been power crept. Everybody is equipped to deal with Ghostface, who is a 115 killer with no terror radius. So everybody is more than equipped to deal with Myers' 115 16 meter terror radius. Everybody's ready to deal with it. So you have to run Monitor and Abuse on him in order to get the drop on people. Maybe sometimes. So here's how I buff Myers. You make his Tier 2 terror radius 8 meters. That way, if you run Monitor and Abuse, he doesn't have a terror radius. It wouldn't be meta, but you could do that on him. Oh, you subbed? Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Matthew. Thank you for the sub. That was very nice. I will sub back to you. I am talking about Myers. Okay, and then, that way you can get Monitor Abuse off of him to put Dying Light in that perk slot. Then once you have Dying Light in that perk slot, his gen pressure gets better. So then you can have access to the real meta build, which is which I've said, Pop Goes the Weasel, Discordance, Dying Light, Thanatophobia. You have access to the meta build. He needs one more buff to be complete. Then you need to give Tier 1 110 movement speed. Tier 1 is so bad right now, because again, it's been power crept. You have to give him Tier 1 needs 110 movement speed. Because it just needs it. The Tier 1 would be more of a resource for him if he had 110 movement speed. But right now, at 105, he just can't play the game. He can't play the game until he hits Tier 2. That sounds like pre-patch Freddy bullshit, where you couldn't play until your power went off. That's kind of how he plays right now. It's not working. He needs a buff. Why can't Shitslinger be rewarded for reeling a survivor? Because fuck. I think that Shitslinger needs 115 movement speed. That's what I think. That's the first buff he needs. Okay, but yeah, that's how I fix Myers. Make Tier 1 110 movement speed, and then give Tier 2 8 meter terror radius by default. Free up a perk slot so we can get rid of Monitor on him. It's horrible.